Hello there, buckaroos and buckarettes. If I've ever heard of a buckarette, sounds like a nicorette that maybe you ride if you're a cowboy or something. Hope you're doing well. Uh, old Josh is doing so good, and I'd like to think that most of the time these days I'm a pretty happy guy. I try to look the bright side of things. I've got wonderful friends and family, without whose support my life would really be unbearable. So I love yous. You mean a lot to me. And I suppose that I am luckier than most in that respect. I'm, I'm gonna title this "The Shot Down Blues" because that's the way I feel. I gotta tell you a little something about myself. Um, Romantic love has always been the most important thing to me in life since I could talk, probably. And it really hit me at about 14 that that element of life was going to be very, very different for me. And the, you know, following 23 years have done nothing but confirm that fact. It's gotten a little easier in my 30s than it has in my 20s, but still pretty bad, you know. And I realize the difficulty in doing this. Like, well, geez, man, you should just be positive. So, like, if I come up talking all this negative shit, right, then then maybe I'm scared away just the very people who might potentially hold me in that regard. But the other side of me is this, man. As an artist, as a human being, I have a great many flaws, especially as a human being. Um, but I think one of my greatest strengths is that I am as close as you can get to a living embodiment of the motherfucking truth. Okay, I'm just real. I'm just real, you know. And I ain't the nicest guy in the world. I don't have the patience. I'm not a patient man. I aim to be decent and fair and respectful and civil and kind, but no, I don't have the patience to be dealing with every kind of scandal and fucked upness, man, because I got a lot of my own problems and I can't take on something that's bigger than me. But that's just a little character sketch I'll give you myself. But I want to get back to this. For those of you who would have met me, between the years of 97 and '05, '05 is when I started making change, started to get hobbies and things like that. I was suicidal, depressed most of the time. And even now, I would contend after a bout of mental illness that was real mental illness, the voices and hallucinations stuff, that kind of thing, and that kind of thing that still plagues me to this day, to be perfectly honest with you. That's not mental illness. That is existential misery. And to put it very simply, um, if romantic love is the most important thing in your life, and for all intents and purposes, you've been rejected by everybody you've ever been interested in, and I guess yeah, it's I'm not interested in men or anything like that. So sorry, single dads. I'm not gonna make your dreams come true, I guess. Uh, like, here's the thing, right? This isn't, oh my God, please give me a chance, kind of video, because I don't believe in that. I'm not gonna beg. I have too much self-respect. It's not, it's not about that. But what this is about is to say that, without this in my life, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man. And I've said this before, and I hope I'm gonna make it. You know, it's certainly not tonight. I'm not gonna finish this video and then jump off the balcony. No, man. I can still do it with a smile on my face most days. But but I'm gonna be 37 in just under a month, you know, and this is still going on. I'm still getting shot down. I've done a little bit better in my 30s, my 20s, but not really. And here's the skinny on that. Um, so guess 3 years ago, yeah, almost to the day actually, 'cause it would have been August 4th. We would have met. Would have been my grandparents' 68th wedding anniversary if my grandfather Oscropolis had lived. He died just 2 years before, and I met who I thought was the love of my life. She's 10 years younger, and I kind of felt like the first meeting, like, oh my God, like this is the woman I'm gonna marry. And the second meeting, second date, I was sure, and we made it 6 months, and to be perfectly frank, I still love her. I'm not sure that I would go back together with her if she wanted to because she left me with all intents and purposes of being friends, and then we stayed in contact for a bit and she just like straight up ghosted me. And I don't know, like maybe it's that I'm a little too intense, and I was 10 years older, I am disabled, and you know if I can be accused of anything, it's probably having too much emotion, whereas she was born 3 months premature and had too little emotion. An attachment disorder from not getting the mother on baby contacts, just placed in the incubator. And I thought this sort of made us the perfect kind of, I get too much, you get not enough, and together we're kind of the fully functional human being or whatever. Um, but yeah, she ghosted me without so much as a harsh word between us. So love of my life to this point, and I would certainly speak to her if she were interested, but I don't know that I would get back with somebody who could so completely abandon me without what I see as just cause. Maybe I did something that I'm unaware of that she never vocalized with me. It's possible. I am a man of passion, so I could have been out of line somehow. I don't think so in that case. And then um, after that, I mean, this devastated me because here's a lady 10 years younger, right? I was 34, she was 24. It's like, oh, that's why I was kept single so long. Because my soulmate 10 years younger, I couldn't meet her when I was 24 because then she would be 14. And nope, I ain't having no junior high love. Ugh, ugh. So I was devastated by this breakup in February of 2018, and it had been a rough year. And after working on film and stuff, I really did lose my mind, really did have mental illness, psychosis due to extreme sleep deprivation and maybe a little bit too much edible marijuana regularity, I guess. And yep, so and then I had to fight them to get on a better pill, and finally, after about 4 months, so by about April 19, I was getting back normal, getting back myself. And I did the Sick Boy podcast, which is like the hugest thing here, and this woman, this was eliminated from my podcast because it was too controversial in 1942. Didn't want to take the heat on it, but I'd aired my grievances with that relationship. And look, I ain't trying to cut her down. It was wonderful that she gave me a chance, but I I'm still really not over the other ex-girlfriend, and I went into this like feeling just red flags, like wrong match for me. But she seems so into it, and my options seem so limited. Maybe just um, there would be enough there that we could make it work, and I wouldn't be alone, right? Here's sweet girl in some ways for sure, and I really wanted to make it work, but in the course of you know me thinking that this is the only choice I have. This is the best I can do, and I don't have any other option. So boy, howdy, I gotta make this work. That that made me bitter, and what that did was that made me lose my temper unnecessarily, and so I would blow up because I wasn't happy and I wasn't listening to my instincts, and I was trying to satisfy this need of not being alone, and really hoping that it could work. But so, my apologies for acting up in that regard. And I learned from that. If I'm feeling red flags, I'm not feeling the match is good. I'm not going to I'm not going to endeavor upon it again. I'm going to stay alone, even though staying alone might kill me. It's a weird thing, romantic love to be the very most important thing in your life, and but I can't seem to live without it. It's still. And like I said, wonderful friends, wonderful family. I got hobbies. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I'm gonna get back into comedy soon. And let's talk about that for a minute. Um, I'll be happy to see everybody back doing this new stuff, and I think it might be cool. We'll find out, I guess, if it's any good. That remains to be seen, I suppose. Could be could be the worst stuff ever. Um, but interestingly, in the comedy vein, this dude who I met when I started. He was one of the power guys on the scene, club managers. He just friend requested me again today, and I haven't looked into my other messages to see if he had anything to say to me. But here's the thing: this clown, if he does have anything to say to me, it needs to be something like, "Hey, I'm trying to be a better guy because he ain't a good guy. He ain't Hitler. He ain't the devil. He ain't evil. But he's a shitty human being. He's greasy and he lies. And I'll give him his due as a comic. He is competent. Um, he's not a bad entertainer. He ain't an artist though, and he never will be. And I hope he's had some kind of Ebenezer Scrooge moments, and had some Christmas Carol revelations, seeing the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, and become a better human being. Because otherwise than that, I ain't responding to his friend request. I might be on welfare, buddy, but I don't need your $50. Never. No, I don't like you. I'm sorry. But I had to get that out of the way too, because I'm feeling emotional and stuff. Um, so yeah, I'll be happy to get back to a stand up, but I just reached that point where, you know, just too many shot down, and I know other people are like this, and I know that I don't have, the worst life in the world. I'm sure many of you are familiar, longtime Halifax residents or just people in the neighborhood, you see Agricola Street Mike, and the poor guy's got, schizophrenia mixed with for lack of a better term, he would have had to been in special ed school, and I mean I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but um, you know every time I see that guy, I go, my heart goes out to him, but I go, geez, at least I ain't got that guy's life, man, because that would just be terrible, it'd be terrible. And I keep coming back to this stuff. I don't want to be alone romantically, and even if I can't ever land true love, I still would like, you know, enough happy amorous encounters to satisfy my ego, and I guess that is an ego thing, just from the happy amorous encounter perspective. Like I need that is going to improve my quality of life tremendously. It's very important to me. Ultimately, ultimately, I am after true love with one woman, the right woman, and I want to build a nice life together. And I don't know, like I just guys, like this is not this is not a suicide note, but I'm 37. Um, so where I'm looking at, it's got to be somewhere between 10, 12 years in either direction of my age. Otherwise, I don't really think it's going to work. I think the gap's going to be too big. I mean, there could well be exceptions, but no, I don't think so. And it can't be this thing like, hey, this person has CP2, this woman has CP2, so you guys should hang out. In fact, I had one of those just recently, and she may watch this. She's a new friend who I've not interacted with much, um, but somebody else kind of mutually like set us up, and this woman seems like a very nice woman, but is definitely in a rough patch in life. And I asked, hey, what are you up to today? And it's like, oh, nothing. I played on my phone. And it was like the same thing the next day. And it's like, look, I have down days, I have unproductive days. Sometimes, uh, I do things that would be, I don't have a cell phone, but maybe I'm just playing on the computer all day. Maybe I'm just watching shows, so it's not that productive. So I'm not trying to cast aspersions from a some kind of mountaintop of snobbery, because that's just not accurate, right? I know what it's like to have boring, meaningless days. However, you know every day I go out for coffee, get a little walk in, I read two books at a time. I am lucky to have wonderful friendships in my life, so I like to spend time with my friends. I like to I like doing reading. I started to think doing movie reviews. I'm looking to get back into stand up. I've got, you know, a film that's in editing. I have a autobiographical theater show. I do a lot of serious poetry. So like I'm an interesting dude, kinda, right? Not perfect. No, three arts grants to my name, four actually, I guess if you count the reachability one. So struggling artist. I got a podcast. I want to talk about the podcast here for a minute. Love my buddy 1942, my manager, and we are gonna have a wrestling match, you punk. I'm challenging you right now. But the guest that I got lined up, man, I got a little problem with this guy, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna name him. And I still really like him. He's still a friend, but like, I've known the guy for 22 years. He was student support worker in my high school, and uh, in, in some ways, you can't help but love him, right? And I think he's a great communicator. He's very passionate. Be a wonderful guest to have on the show. However, I mean, this has been a pattern. I've had to chase this guy, throughout my life to, try to maintain some semblance of friendship. And I know that he is a tremendously busier guy than I am. Most people are busier guys and women than I am. Having a job and shit could do that, and having a family and all that. I get it, okay? But like here was the thing of our last conversation. It's I love you. He's telling me he loves me as my friend, right? And then he's telling me stuff like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring you in to, talk to the group of youth, and I'll pay you. And hey, I got a technology grant, so I can get you a tablet or a computer or whatever, right?" And that's all very nice, wonderful things. I didn't really expect anything. I would have did a labor trade if you would have been a guest on the podcast to come in and talk to the youth for free. I think that's a fair exchange. Um, but no follow through from this guy ever, right? So it's like I think what happens is he gets so caught up in the passion of the moment and with his other busyness that he doesn't have the capacity to follow through on things. And it's just really, and I know I've been dealing with the guy 22 years, right? So I'm not like when these things are being said, I didn't expect they were going to come true. But it's like, dude, man, you love me, you're going to hook me up with a job, you're going to do my podcast, you're going like, oh, don't jerk the chain, of guy. I'm the welfare warrior, man. Don't I mean, you might, I'm sure you mean it in the moment, dude, but you gotta you gotta follow through with that stuff to some degree. And like I said, I would have been happy just you do my so the podcast has been on hold because I've been trying to get this guy, And and also I should add into, if something really bad recently happened in his life, some kind of emergency that he wasn't available, then my apologies. That's, I don't mean to be shitting on you for something bad that might have happened, you know. So, but follow through to your word, folks, as much as you can. It's really important in life if you want to be taken seriously, and I do my best with that. I know I'm busy, bit less busy than most people, and now, right, because I take these pills, I get enough sleep. I'm doing much better. You know, I probably have the highest quality of life I've ever had in my adult life, and probably ever, really, because I think I had, you know, childhood wasn't affordable for me, but you know, just fully myself and fully who I am as a person. Um, so yeah, just getting back to the stuff, right? So like, don't be like, oh, you should be with this, you know, you should meet up this other disabled woman or something. I mean, now if this other disabled woman happens to be an artist, and it's clear that we have similar tastes, and you know, we connect on a intellectual and spiritual level, then I think, oh, geez, the cops are coming to take me away. Then I think that's more than sensible. But if it's just, hey, this person has CP too, you guys are gonna be a good match just on your CP. No, that's a crock of shit, and it's bigoted. And speaking of bigoted, I'd like to tell you for a second here about my, I call this my worst ever romantic rejection, because now, it wasn't the worst in the sense that I had any emotions involved in this. This was just a woman who I maybe wanted to like have a date with, just sort of see, right? And to her defense, apparently she just gone through a really bad breakup and was in in uh in quite a bad state emotionally, understandably. But here's what she said. She said, um, no, she didn't want to go out with me because she felt she was being used as some sort of experiment. Now, what had happened is I talked to my good friend, my grandson, well, my grandson, even though he's 26 years older than me, and look at that, I'm the only guy in the world that's older than his own or that's younger than his own grandson. Jeez, I almost did that wrong. I'm too sober doing this video, folks. Um, and he probably said, "Oh, Josh, disabled guy. You know, women don't really date him. He has a hard time. You know." And then so she thought that was being used as an experiment. Well, I'll tell you what. You do not have to date me. You do not have to be my friend. You do not even have to reply to my message. But you can fuck off with that. You can fuck right off. And if I see her, I'm telling her off. And I'm not telling her off, cursing, screaming, but I'm giving her a piece of my mind, because you can't say that me trying to have a date like a normal human being, and it was just like, hey, do you want to meet up for coffee or something? If that is using you as an experiment, then you are the monster, not me. Okay, that's like, no, you cannot dehumanize me that way. You can reject me, you can ignore me, but you can't say that like me meeting you is being used as an experiment, because that means that I'm not a human being. And if that's what you think, then you can fuck right off forever. I mean it. Like, no. So here's here's what I'd like to close this with, because I'm not feeling too good. I'm telling you that um, this kind of thing, this near absolute romantic rejection might kill me someday. I hope it doesn't. Um, here's the, and I mentioned this in my theater show. You can look at that in the Real Writers Federation. I posted that up there, but I do believe that I was I did commit suicide my last lifetime, and more specifically, I believe that I was a fellow named Theodore Animan, magician. Um, and I'm not even sure that I I was that guy, but I am sure that if there is such thing as a human spirit that we can reincarnate, I'm sure that I killed myself last time. So this life very much has to be about not killing myself, about making it through, come what may. But come what may, I I need this. And I know other people in the same, but I do. I need romantic love in my life. So like if you're feeling the kind of vibe with me and I've, you know, let you know my feelings or I wear my heart on my sleeve anyway, so if I'm into you, it's probably pretty apparent. And look, I'm not trying to say this for like people who are like married or in a otherwise existing relationship. Old Josh ain't no home wrecker. No, you leave your husband first, and then come see me 8 months later, just to make it safe. I don't know what I'm saying, man. But what I'm saying is this: is if you're on the fence and you're like, yeah, well, this guy, he's a he kind of interesting, maybe I can see a little something here. Then maybe give me a shot. Now, if it's a hard no, if it's an emphatic no, like no, you, you're not having any of it. Uh, um, I would not want to change your mind. So that's that, that's all I want really is a chance, folks. Um, I don't know why this is the most important thing in my life. But it is. I will continue as best I can to populate my life with my wonderful friends and family, my interests, and hopefully, continue to progress as an artist and get better. And you know, and I am going to keep telling the truth, no matter what happens. I'm going to keep telling the truth. You can bet your bottom dollar that. But hey, oh yeah, and just one little addendum here. Like I know I'm saying I really need this, kind of thing. If it's the right vibe, the right connection, all that. But I'm not needy emotionally. Like I don't need you to tell me that like I'm amazing because I already know I'm amazing. Not all the time, but a lot of the time I am. I'm a pretty cool cat, Uh, I do need some help physically with things, but no, I don't need no constant reassurance, But I I've got a lot of love to give, so I hope something can work out. Okay, good night, folks. Bye.